What's going on, everybody? This is Derry Titan with the Film Mechanics Screenwriting Podcast. And today's guest, we have the most authentic, the realest, the most creative, one of the funniest. I ain't forget how funny he is, but one of the most talented brothers I know coming out of Atlanta, Georgia. And his name is Lem Collins. Thanks for joining me
Uh,
on the podcast, Lem.
Thank you for having me, bro. Thank you for having me.
Lem, where are you? I know I've been knowing you for years in Atlanta. Where are you officially from?
I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. Well, a small town called Taylor's, South Carolina, which is in Greenville County.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
So, real quick, just tell us a little bit about you, Lem.
I was born creative, right? So I've always been a people's person. My mama, uh, she said before I could even talk, everywhere we went, I would, what I'm saying, if wherever we went, if I saw people, I would talk to them and speak to them. She was like, "Hey, hey," like everybody that walked by, I would try to talk to them, even when I couldn't talk. So I've always been a people's person. I think it's just something about me that attracts certain energies for some reason. I don't know. But I've always been a creator. You know what I'm saying? I've always been creative. I can remember being a kid just creating, drawing and doodling and writing and everything. Like in elementary school, I had poems. Like in the fifth grade, I had a poem published in the newspaper because I had the best poetry at the school. You know what I'm saying? In middle school, I had another poem published in a book called Over a Quicksilver Moon. It was a poetry book that got released, and one of my poems was accepted. Writing is something that I was doing since elementary school. I just didn't know that it was a talent. I thought it was something everybody can do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, that's easy. You know what I'm saying? I thought writing a poem that ain't nothing. I'm an athlete. I'm about to play football. I'm about to be, playing boxing. I'm about to be, running track. Like I'm gonna make it there. You know what I'm saying? Like because coming up from where I'm from, man, like that's all you saw was athletes, and you don't know anybody that's a writer, like a writer who, you know what I'm saying? Like how you do that? You know what I'm saying? We knew how to play sports, but that was it, man. So I just, went through, high school playing football, went through college, and then, I'm like, I don't really want to play football like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do I love? I love the arts. You know what I'm saying? So, I got into acting, did some acting. It was like, man, that ain't, that's great, and but I'm not getting the roles that I want to get. So I'm like, man, I'm just gonna write the role I want. So I wrote my first movie in 2008. It's called Close But Closer. Wrote that. I starred in it. I produced it. Put it out, and man, it became a little hood classic where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? A little hood classic. I mean, I had a little movie screening at the theater. Had about 300 people show up. It wasn't, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have no screenwriting software. I was on Word. You know what I'm saying? I wrote probably about 100 pages. And I got with somebody on MySpace, said I got a movie to shoot, and we linked up and shot it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how that happened, dog. And from there, uh, I linked up with another guy who was a writer in my town, and he was like, "Look, man, this script is horrible." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "The format is off. This is how scripts are supposed to be formatted. Like you got a good story, but the script is horrible." And then he taught me how to write a little bit. He taught me a little bit about format, and I started buying books and doing workshops and taking trips. And then that was it, man. That's what led me here.
Coming out of a small town and then having the audacity to shoot a movie, what
Hmm.
what presented that situation for you to shoot that movie? Like what, where did that come from? Where did the idea come from? And then what what led the charge for you to shoot that particular?
What made me say, man, you can do this, right? So what happened was, man, it's crazy, bro, like how the world works and how the universe pull people into your life. So I had a friend, I haven't seen him in years. It had to be like 7 years. You know what I'm saying? And ran into him just out of the blue one day, right? He was like, "Hey man, ain't seen you in a minute." He's like, "Man, I'm gonna come by your house." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna swing by and holler at you, man. It's been a minute. So I gave him my address. He pulled up to the house. We sat in there and talked for probably like 2 hours, right? He was like, "Hey man, have you ever heard of The Secret?" I was like, "Nah, what's The Secret?" And I was like, he pulled out the DVD, we popped it in. And The Secret, you know what I'm saying? The DVD, I don't know if you ever read The Secret, but I watched The Secret. I watched the DVD, and it basically told me, it was like, yo, the power of manifestation. Like if you say what do you say, what you put out into this universe, who you say you are is who you are. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it for some reason watching that, you know what I'm saying? It's like the law of attraction, learning about the law of attraction. It made me think about who I was and who I wanted to be. And at the time I was a school teacher. And I was like, it's fulfilling. And I'm reaching these kids at the school. And then at the time I was reading another book. I was on a journey of self-discovery trying to find out who I was. So before he came and introduced me to The Secret, which was the law of attraction, I had just read another book by Rick Warren called The Purpose Driven Life. And in reading The Purpose Driven Life, I had to read it twice to really fully understand it. And I was like, who am I? And I realized who I was as a person. I feel like God put me here. My purpose is to inspire people through the arts and reach people through the arts and touch people through the arts. And you know what I'm saying? I can deliver certain messages with that, right? Then after reading that and discovering that about myself, The Secret. And it's like, damn, you know what, man, it's telling me something. I need to find out who I am, what I want to do, what I want to be for a living, other than just being a school teacher. And like, boom, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to write, I wanted to act, right? So that same night, I changed my name on MySpace from Lem Collins to actor Lem Collins, right? The very next day, somebody hit me up about a role. I'm like, oh, the law of attraction worked. I said it and it came to me. You know what I'm saying? And then I got a leading role in the stage play, and I was like, bro, I can really do this. So I took the law of attraction really serious at the time and start focusing on what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be. And that led me into writing Close But Closer, my first movie. And like I said, man, I was on MySpace and I said, hey, I got a script. I need somebody to help me shoot it. Somebody hit me up and we got it shot. And I'm gonna tell you this, the one inspiration that made me feel like I can do this myself. Let me tell you who it is, dog. Master P. Master P, dog. Watching, I got the hookup. See, Master P was from the hood, like I was from the hood. So when I saw Master P, I saw Master P was a filmmaker, a musician. He was a businessman. He did all of this stuff, and he was from the same type of hood I was from. So I was like, "Yo, Master P is like he really inspired me." You know what I'm saying? So that's why when people see me now, I'm a writer, I'm a director, I'm a producer, I'm an actor. I do it all. And one of my biggest inspirations is Master P. And people don't even realize that, like, what he really did for the culture was more than just put out No Limit albums. It inspired people like me to try to do what he do. You know what I'm saying? And there's a whole lot of me's out there. You know what I'm saying? So Master P definitely inspired me to get my movie done. Because when I saw I got the hook up and all the other movies he was doing back in the day out the hood independently on his own, I was like, yeah, I can do that.
So I do get that, because Master P is very inspiring. Whether you
Yeah,
enjoy his music, whether you like
yeah,
his approach,
yeah,
whether you listen to the stories of former people that work with him, and how
yeah,
you feel,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
still inspiring.
yeah,
The fact
yeah,
that is him
yeah.
creating and developing.
He
And
didn't wait on nobody.
no,
He
he
didn't
didn't
wait on
know
nobody.
nobody.
And that's the part of him that inspired me. Now, don't get me wrong, I got other influences like the
Oh,
John St.
absolutely.
and the Spike Lees and the Robert Townsend, Keenan Ivory Wayans. I can go on, Key and Peele, Jordan Peele. I can go name a lot of Donald Glover. I can name a lot of people who inspire me. But the initial inspiration and Ice Cube, man, Ice Cube is another one. Ice Cube, I would say Ice Cube and Master P was like my biggest inspirations. Those are two people who I want to work with more than anybody in the business. You know what I'm saying? Just because of how they inspired me.
What led you to Atlanta? And when you got to Atlanta, Like what was the goal, or how did you stumble on like starting to write more, like in terms of like the business? How did that happen?
Man, I'm gonna tell you about that, bro. And this is a true story, bro. And this is where I give all credit to God. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I said, I shot my first movie and it did good, and that made me say, "Yo, I can do this." You know what I mean? So at that point, I started coming to Atlanta because I said, "What's the closest to where I live where I can go actually get some work off?" So I was going up to Wilmington, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was coming to Atlanta. And Atlanta just had more motion. I met some people down here like Bobby Peoples. He was shooting independent movies. So my first time coming down to Atlanta for film, I was getting interviewed, and Bobby Peoples was there getting interviewed too. It was at a radio station. I'm like, yeah, man, I shot a movie up in South Carolina. Boom, I'm trying to come down here and get some work. Linked up. I met a bunch of different filmmakers anyway, because it's like some networking events. But here's the thing why I say I give credit to God. My acting in my first movie that I wrote was so bad. You know what I'm saying? It was horrible. And my goal was to be an actor first, right? My acting was so bad. I told myself, I'm not writing, I'm not producing, I'm not directing. I'm about to focus on acting because trying to do too much, it took away from my performance. I couldn't focus. You know what I mean? Like trying to do everything, like, and then learn lines, and then I'm in trying to act, and I'm worrying about this next location. Is it gonna fall through? I couldn't focus on acting. So my acting was it was horrible, bro. So I told myself I wasn't doing nothing else but just acting, right? I signed up for an acting workshop with Ken Feinburn in Atlanta. I'm still living in South Carolina. Get to the acting workshop. I ride down with this other actor that I was working with. The whole way down, bro. I swear to you not. I say, man, this acting, this is it. We're gonna take off. Like, I ain't worried about writing. And I was like, man, I ain't writing no more movies. I'm focusing on acting. Like I literally had this conversation on the way down to the acting workshop. Get to the acting workshop, they say, hey, sign this raffle, put your name in the basket. Put your name. I put my name in the basket. And something told me, I said, man, and I reached out, I said to my homeboy, I said, hey, watch out win this shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, watch out win. I felt it. I'm like, boom. So at the end of the acting classes, we went through all the acting, everything, right? They go pull the names out the hat. Guess what? The first name pulled was me. I looked at him. I said, I told you. And this is a true story, bro. I told you I was going to win. First name pull. But guess what I win, bro? Final draft 7.
Oh my
This
goodness.
this is the same DVD. This is the same. This is what I won, dog. The whole way down, I'm saying I'm not going to be a writer no more. The first thing I get in this acting class is the damn writing software. That's why I say I give credit to God. Because I said I wasn't going to do it, but he said I was.
Yeah, your plan definitely is not God's plan.
And back then, this was a $400 program that I won for free. And guess what I did, bro? Took it home and wrote a movie.
As you should.
I wasn't playing. I wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? So God kind of told me, like, listen, I know what you want to do, but this is how you're gonna get there. This is who you are. You a writer, you a creator. You're not just one of these, you're not. I had to learn I'm not Will Smith. I'm not Denzel. You know what I'm saying? I'm Robert Townsend. I'm Keenan Ivan Wayans. I'm Jordan Peele. I'm Donald Glover. I'm Issa Rae. I'm Quinta Brunson. I'm Ice Cube. I'm that type of performer. I'm that type of artist. I'm that type of mogul. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to write, create for myself, but also give opportunities to others. I'm here to, you know what I'm saying, like spread what I know and spread. I got over 10,000 hours in writing, 10,000 directing, 10,000 producing, 10,000 in acting. Like I got my hours in every aspect of the game. But I can honestly say my most powerful gift is my ability to write.
Oh, that's
Because
awesome.
yeah, because that me writing create jobs,
Yeah,
and it's not about me. I can act, yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? I can produce. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I put some money in my pockets. I'm directing. Yeah, I'm gonna get paid. But if I'm writing, I'm creating jobs,
yeah.
and that's my strongest gift.
Yeah, I love that. I love how you said that, and I love that you know, that is one of the things I think about all the time. When you're writing, you're creating jobs for people. You
Hmm.
know, on a set, there is no job without the script, right? You
Yeah,
know, all these
not
individuals,
one.
all
Hmm.
individuals come together in a synergetic way
Right.
to create this one project, this one
Hmm.
entity, you know.
Hmm.
And one of the things of it is it's so funny that you won. Those are the things that kind of like shape you, right?
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
the kind of stories that when you're telling your story, like for those
Hmm.
individuals that's coming up and saying, "Hey, I want to do something. You know, I wanted to write, but I'm a really an actor." And you got
Hmm.
to follow what the plan is.
Yeah.
Been doing that. So in terms of you following the plan, what's your process? How has it been for you to sell movies, produce movies?
Basically, man, like it's all about putting in the work, man. You gotta put in the work, man. Like, and you gotta be able to keep like people don't understand, man. Like, it's all about the work. And and that goes back to the law of attraction. You know what I'm saying? Who are if you do the work is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way that you're gonna sit here and be writing a movie and writing scripts and then nothing come of it if unless you just write it and don't tell nobody. But even with that, it's gonna attract everything you need. You know what I'm saying? Like so the way I end up on being able to write projects for BET and to get over in that circle and it's really just the networking, man. Like once I wrote a script in Atlanta, I produced a script in Atlanta on my own. Of course, that makes you meet people. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't start out at BET. You can't start out at Netflix. You gotta start out somewhere. You gotta just get your script produced. I don't care if it's an indie person or it's yourself, right? So when you write a movie, you get it produced by yourself or anybody else, then you shop it, you network, you do film festivals, you go to networking events, you meeting all these people, right? And you meet one person and say, hey, yeah, I got a project that's going doing this. Come help me out with it. And then that leads you meeting more people. So basically what happened, man, uh, working on independent projects, meeting one person that led to meeting another person, and that led to me writing for BET. I wrote a project for BET. What I wrote a project called Christmas at the Frat House that was going to be getting produced for BET back in 2018. For some odd reason, it didn't go through. You had to keep on writing. You know what I'm saying? Had to keep on writing. I met with my I got a real good friend who's also working on BET projects and working on other projects. His name is Karan Riley. Karan, um, it's my best friend. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my closest friends in life. Period. Not just in Atlanta, but in life. Period. So he was working on a movie. And those producers was like, "Yo, I want to do another script. You got any scripts?" He was like, "My best friend Lem is a writer. Let me call him." He called me. He's on a BET project. He called me and said, "Hey, I want to introduce you to these producers, and they looking for scripts." All right, cool. Talk to them, make the contact happen. Next thing you know, I got a budget for one of my movies, and it's what I'm saying? And that's just how it happened. But it happened because I took the initiative to write and build myself up to the point where I could meet Karan. When I met Karan, Karan met this person and that person, boom, there we go. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about who you know and who knows you.
Yeah.
But nobody's gonna know you if you don't put out the work. If you ain't putting in the work, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta be able to listen. You gotta have tough skin, and you gotta be able to keep up. If somebody say, "Lem, man, I need the script by Friday," guess what? They gonna get that script by Thursday. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no. Listen, if you're a procrastinator, you better figure out what you got to do to break through that. Whatever the case may be, bro, do the work. That's all I can say. Just do the work.
What was next for you?
Hmm. So after I did the film, and once again, just like doing that film was probably the most beautiful thing because that's when I realized the power of the pen. And it was at one point I'm standing in the middle of a set. I'm watching the lighting crew go this way. I'm watching the sound guy go that way. I'm watching this actor over here, this actor getting makeup, this makeup person doing this makeup person doing that. And then at the end of the day, cutting checks. And I'm like, damn, this person got kids, this person got kids, this person mama was sick. It's like the power of the pen is powerful, bro. Like taking care of people. You know what I'm saying? Like you taking care of people. So that inspired me to go crazy with the pen, bro. Like writing projects at I probably got over 150, 200 scripts in my computer that's just ready to be produced because I want to provide jobs. You know what I mean? So the process of selling has been real different lately. It it went to being able to sell a movie for a lot of money to a little money because it's so much coming in now. You know what I'm saying? So the process did change up a little bit, and that's what caused the strikes and stuff, with the writer's strike over the last year and a half. You know what I mean? Because it's been hard to sell scripts because of the way things are being changed up and they're trying to figure out how to do stuff. And also now with the writers and the producers kind of bumping heads a lot. I'm just gonna say this, but I'm gonna get back on topic. But I had a producer hit me up and say, "Hey, Lem, I need you to write this script, but I got the script written already, but I just need you to tighten it up." You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna pay you the full, I'm not gonna pay you your full rate. I'm gonna pay you half because I just need you to tighten up. But the script is already done. Come to find, I'm like, okay, script done. All I'm doing is tightening it up. Cool. Come to find out, the producer went and got a script written on AI, and it was horrible, right? It was horrible. So now you want me to come fix this horrible AI script. You know what I'm saying? So, but for half the price. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that is happening, and they not buying original scripts. So I said I got like 100 and over, like maybe 200 scripts that hasn't been produced because they're not buying scripts. They want you to write within the mandates and then kind of do like I'll like work for hire work. You know what I'm saying? I'll pay you for this right here. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't really it's kind of hard to sell your own ideas nowadays because the networks have these mandates that I want this kind of script, I want that kind of script, and I want this kind of script. And then, you know what I'm saying? You get on the phone with these networks and then you say, okay, this is what I have. Boom. Okay, this is the rate for that. Boom, here you go. You know what I mean? That's how they doing it. That's the process nowadays. Now, if you got an original script that's really good and you beating the pavement and you doing everything you can to get that script picked up and bought, it can get done the old school way. It can get done, but it's gonna take a lot of work. I learned that the hard way. Just sitting there trying to just push projects and get projects sold. It's hard to get them sold. But if you get these mandates and you know what the networks are buying, you write to that mandate and then you sell it for what they buying it for.
Man, that's absolute science right there.
That's it. That's the process of selling projects. That's the process that I've been having to deal with. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So tell me, how do you feel about real quick? How do you feel about AI becoming a part of what we do and and things like that? And
I
the business of screenwriting
mhm.
is affected by AI.
Yeah. I honestly I could see it from both sides. I could see how it could kind of like affects some people opportunities, but then for somebody like me, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because it helps me. Like I utilize AI. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a writer. I don't want no AI writing anything for me. But it helps with productivity. You know what I'm saying? Because it's some shit that I don't want to write. I enjoy writing scripts. I don't like writing and coming up with synopsis. I don't like coming up with log lines, and I don't like writing treatments. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I like writing the script. You know what I mean? So with AI for me, I'll write my own script, but then I'll let AI help me with my synopsis, my log line, and help me with my treatment. You know what I'm saying? Help me verbalize everything I want. And I could do it without AI. It just takes longer. So with AI, I can boom, get this done, that boom, get this done. And the kind of schedule that I have It helps with my productivity. It helps me get stuff done a lot faster. Even and I'm a fast writer, you know what I'm saying? But I enjoy the process of writing a movie or writing a show. So I don't want to give AI none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need it for that. Like I don't want to take away from my enjoyment. I just let it help me with the shit I don't enjoy. And when it comes to the actual concept of the movie, I write all of that. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
write my, you know what I'm saying? I write my, my concept. I do my whole. I don't let nothing help me with my outline. You know what I'm saying? And my beat sheet. My beat sheet is my beat sheet. My outline is my outline. And once I get the movie written, I know what to input into the AI to help me with my synopsis and my log line. But the movie is done. And
Yeah.
then like you said, I'll take that and I'll tweak it and be like, okay, that sounds close to what my movie is. Well, let me change this or let me fix that. Let me teach this. Okay, boom. Now that can work. And it helped me get it done faster so I can move on to my next project.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Lim, I mean, I've taken up and eaten up a lot of your time today. I mean, you dropped some of the most incredible stuff. It's a lot in this episode that you share about you personally. You share on how you see the business and where the business is going, and the film mechanics appreciate you. So
Mhm.
before we get out of here, tell us where we can find you.
Uh, you can find me at I am Lem Collins on all platforms.
All right, everybody, the Film Mechanics, we signing out. Make sure you stop by www.dairytight.com, pick up a copy of the Film Mechanics Screenwriting Workbook, and we'll see you next time.